Hey guys, it's me, Guddeful again, and yeah, as all of you might have noticed, we got a surprising update today. The 1.1.2, I think it was. Let me check what it was. 1.3.4. Okay, so we got this today, and with it we got the Wild Mouse coaster and a new flat ride, and I'm really excited about that one because I love the Wild Mouse, even if it's a very uncomfortable coaster and it hurts a lot if you ride it, but I still like it for its looks and its simplicity. But I'm not here to talk about the Wild Mouse or the new flat ride, even if that is the footage you see there right in the background. I'm just clicking together fast Wild Mouse to see how it works, if I can build a classic Wild Mouse as I know them out of the Wiener Prater. But that's not what I want to focus on in this episode, because I'm a little bit concerned about the situation the community is in right now. I especially noticed that in the German community on different social media, but some people I saw even in the international community. And what I want to talk about is the DLC politics that Frontier is showing us here. Many people are upset about this because, oh, this is such a small update and we have to pay €3 for it, and there's much more important stuff they have to work on. Why do we get this? Why it's not free? And so on and so on. And what I want to talk about is my point of view about this whole DLC politics and why I think it is okay how they did it. So let me start with the main argument I saw in the German community about this DLC, why it is not good that this came out how it did. And this is that many people are questioning the finished state of Planet Coaster when it released, or even right now. So they say, oh, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 was way better, it had so much more content, and how dare they to put a DLC out if they did not reach this this mass of content until now. So yeah. This is what many people say, and I don't really get that, because what they do is compare a game with 2 full expansions and a lot of custom scenery and mods and so on, with a game that is without an expansion and still gets free updates until this day. We got one today, so I don't get this argumentation, because you can't compare those games. Yes, on release, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 had more, and yes, it still has more if you just take the base state without the expansions, but that's by such a small sliver that I don't really see why that should be an issue. Because what you have to keep in mind is that we have so much more freedom in this game with placements of our stuff. We can build buildings that are not boxy without using custom scenery, and even if we did in Roller Coaster Tycoon 1, we were quite limited. So in terms of freedom and realism, we have taken such a great step into the future that I think Planet Coaster completely owns Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 in this regard. Maybe you disagree with me, and that's fine. Just tell me why you think I'm wrong in this regard, if you think so. And do it in a civilized manner, please. We still get free updates, so right now we are at a point where we are content-wise nearly at the same point as Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. The biggest issue I allow, that sounds kind of stupid, but I think you know what I mean, is that we don't have any water rides that interact with lakes or something like that, which Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 had. That's very sad, but okay, I think that's something I can live with. And yeah, I don't see a problem there. So this whole comparison is not valid for me. I don't think Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 is an all-out better game than Planet Coaster because of its lack of content or something, because I don't think there is really a lack of content. There are many things that can be added in the future, and I'm happy that there will be many things that are added in the future. But I also think and feel like it that I have a way bigger opportunity to be creative in this game, because it just puts so little restrictions on me. Even if you take the so sad buggy pathing tool, the pathing tool is so much more powerful, even in its criticized state as it is right now, than in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. I don't get how people can say, yeah, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 was better, because it wasn't. It's this glorified view back into the past where everything was better, and that's just plain wrong in my eyes, at least. And so I don't get that either. But what does this have to do with all this DLC discussion? Well, the people say that Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 had 2 expansions and nothing more. It had 2 expansions, and I don't remember the exact prices of them, but the community I read the stuff in, mainly the German part, said it was around 15 euros-ish. So I don't get that, because these DLCs we have here aren't major updates. We don't have something like water parks in there, or a zoo, or any other big thing like hotels, resort building for the theme park. It's such a small thing. I see it kind of like fan service. People who like Knightrider or Back to the Future or Munsters, they will love this DLC because they don't have to pay very much. They don't have to take all 3 of them, because there may be some people who only like one of those franchises, and they can build with that. But people who don't want to do that, they don't have to do that. So that's another part I really don't get, because people are acting like they are missing a major update if they don't want to pay this 3 euros, which is a ridiculously small price for a DLC. There are companies out there who would charge a lot more, and I know that is a bad argument, because we shouldn't justify techniques of companies by comparing them to worse companies, but that's still something you have to keep in mind. This could have been way more expensive than it is, especially in regards of being a licensed product. And so then people say that they don't like the DLC, not because it's too expensive, but because they say there is more important stuff in the game that Frontier should work on before they tackle something like those small DLCs, those microtransactions. And yes, that's true, there are more important things, but if you think of it in a realistic way, out of the developer's perspective, I'm really sure that not more than 3 people worked on these small DLCs, and the major, bigger team worked on the important stuff, like the next expansion, bug fixes, and so on, if there is a next expansion. We don't know for sure. I think it is quite given, but it always could be that's not happening. But that would be stupid, wouldn't it? But yeah, so you see that this argument is not really valid too. Yes, those 3 people could have worked with other people together on more important stuff, but we have to think for Frontier, because they have to make money. Right now, they put out 4 updates with coasters and flat rides. 3 of them were really big. We got fireworks, we got a little bit of new scenery, we got a lot of new flat rides, and all of this didn't actually generate income for the company. We have to think of Frontier still as a company. Yes, they are nice people who make a great game for us that we enjoy, but they have to make money out of this, so they can keep doing that. So what they have to do is at least generate something new, something fresh, that generates new income for them. So why not the small DLCs? If they are not ready for a big expansion, maybe they want to wait for the Christmas business with an expansion, or for Easter, or whatever. So they need something in between. So why not take those DLCs? And I think that was a really nice way of them, because of them to do that, because it's nothing we need. It's nothing I have to buy, because I really, really need this to make my parks, because if I don't get it, I'm not able to do stuff other people can do. Yes, I'm not as capable of building a Back to the Future theme park as someone who has this DLC if I won't buy it, but I still can do it with the in-game pieces. I think that already happened before we got those licensed packs, so I don't get this problem either. It's just quality of life. It's just cosmetic. It's not important for the game. I think you got where I wanted to go with this. I think I'm getting a little bit repetitive right now. So my point of view on this whole DLC situation is that it's fine like it is. I'm not mad at Frontier. I'm happy how they tackled this one. I think it's a great solution for them to generate income so they can keep doing the great stuff they did for us, and I don't really have a problem with that. I would have a problem with that though, and that is something I have to say too, is if this is the only kind of DLC we are getting, if all we get in the future are small theme packs and little additions to the game without anything major, like for example the water parks thing like we had in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Soaked, or an expansion where we can build hotels and really build real theme park resorts, and not only theme parks with buildings that look like hotels, and so on and so on. That would really be a bummer, and I don't hope that that is what they're going to do. And I don't think that's what they're going to do. If you look at it, every time the community management of Planet Coaster is asked about is there anything planned in terms of an expansion or something like that, every time you get the answer, and I recently got this answer on the Reddit, is I really can't talk about that, which is fine. I understand that. That's business practice. They don't want to give away too early what they're working on, if they're working on something. And that's the point to what I want to get. And if a company isn't working on something, they usually have nothing to hide. It would kind of be weird from them to do that. Maybe if they don't plan to do something like that and are scared to tell us because they think many people won't buy this game, the community would shrink and so on, that's something I would understand. But for that, Frontier is not acting in this way enough in other places, because we're getting this free updates. They care for their community. They have very lovely community managers who keep contact to us, ask us about the game. And yes, they aren't that communicative in regards of critics they get for the game, but if there is something that isn't right with the game, at least they notice, and they are thankful for every criticism they get from us. So I don't buy it that they don't plan to make any expansions and just don't tell us because they're scared of us. I think if they say, oh, we really can talk about expansions, I hope you understand, that is because there is something in the planning right now, or even in the works. And so they cannot talk about it and are not allowed to talk about it. So I take this kind of as a confirmation for myself that there is something coming. And my expectation for this is that it will be announced somewhere around Gamescom in the end of August, and will be released either for the Christmas business or for the Easter business next year. Those are my expectations. The only thing why I think it could be Easter is because many people suggesting that we had one spring update, one summer update, one autumn update. Now we are getting one last free update with a winter update. But we had a winter update, I realize. Maybe this is all not true. But again, many people think that in the winter the last free update will come. I personally think that maybe there will be the expansion. I hope that there will be an expansion. And dang it, I smacked again. I really have to stop this habit. Yeah, so that are my thoughts on this whole DLC and expansion topic. I hope many people of you agree with me and are not too angry with Frontier about that, because I don't think there is any reason to be. I don't think they deserve this. I think they are a great developing team with a great handling of the community. I don't think they're without any fault, and I don't think they think that either. I think they are quite aware of stuff that isn't going right in the game, and I think they're very eager to fix that. You can see that in the passion on the developer streams. If there is sitting someone who works on the game and tells what they are doing in the game, and then we hear about all these difficulties they have with the engine, why it is impossible, or not impossible, but right now not possible for us to have customizable size on the watchtower or on the drop tower, or why it is not that easy that we have not 4 different looping coasters for boomerangs and different trains and so on, but we have one station and can change the train and the way the coaster works. That is all more difficult than we can imagine, and I very basically understand a little bit of the development process, and I really can imagine that this is kind of hard for them to figure out, and I really think they want to do this because what you have to keep in mind, they are human beings like we are, and they are players like we are. They love to play their own game. If you make something, if you draw a picture, if you write a piece of music, you really like it, and you have to like it, and that's the same for them. They're building a piece of art, and they like it, and they want it to function the way that everyone enjoys it. Nobody is happy if someone tells them, oh, this isn't good and that isn't good. So they want to make it good for everyone and for themselves, and they know that it would be better if there is customizable size on a watchtower. They know that it would be nicer if we had a more compact coaster menu, and so on and so on. They know it would be better if we had weather. They know it would be nicer if the AI of the park guests would work in a way where they fill out the whole park and not only walk like the most straight way to the next attraction they want to visit without exploring the park. And yeah, so I think it's kind of unfair to say stuff like they are just greedy for money, they are doing this because they don't care about the community, and it's bad DLC politics. And I just realized I didn't slow down the on-ride. I'm very smart. Okay, you have to live with that. It's not that special anyways. It's just a small wild mouse thingy, and I don't think it's even that good. Yeah, but tell me what you think about this whole DLC thing. I'm really interested in what the international community is saying, because mostly I heard out of the German community that they are not happy with what happened here. I'm very okay with it, and I'm really happy that we got, in addition to all this DLC stuff, a new coaster and a new flat ride. That was great, and I didn't expect it, and I really wanted to have a classic Wild Mouse, even if the cars aren't that classic. I like the cars, they have character. It's a little bit cheesy, but come on, it still looks realistic. It could be in a park like that. And you have the option to build a spinning one too, which is nice. So tell me what you think about it. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you guys aren't too on the fence about this DLC. So thank you for watching. If you liked it, check out my other series, Adventure Planes, which I recently started, where I build a park focusing on realism. And if you like my stuff, leave a subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and I really appreciate it. So, have a nice evening, and see you next time. Bye bye!